So, just after dropping the kids to school there, and on the walk back to the car, I was reflecting on why I'm doing why I'm making these recordings, and integration was what sprung to mind, because I, like a lot of people, but importantly, not everybody, I, like a lot of people, think to myself a lot. And it's not always rumination. Sometimes I'm planning out my day, I'm planning out what I'm going to do at work, what I'm going to build, what I'm going to dismantle, who I'm going to contact, when I'm going to do it, blah, blah, blah. There's a healthy amount, or maybe a not so healthy amount of rumination there as well, just the same shit kind of spinning around. But what I find helps with it is speaking out loud. And setting up the phone and plugging in the mic and clipping it onto myself gives me more of an excuse, or gives me an excuse to exercise some of the thoughts. And when I say exercise, I don't mean running in a treadmill, I mean the power of Christ compels you kind of exercise. Remove it from yourself, get it out into the world. And what I mean by integration is when you have thoughts in your head and you speak them out loud, you're integrating body and mind. So the way I view human beings generally is that we're essentially a trinity. We're made up of, whatever way you want to word it, body, mind and soul is probably the most common one. But you could say, body, mind and soul. Yeah, look, body, mind and soul will do. And what all of this has me thinking is, what are the other examples of integration? And one example, and it's not a great one, but you'll get the sentiment, is knowing how to swim, but never getting into the water, never putting it into practice. And again, speaking extemporaneously like this is just practice. You're marrying or pairing, the way you pair a fucking Bluetooth headset to your phone, or Bluetooth anything to your phone. In a sense, you need to pair your thoughts with your mouth, essentially, or your vocal cords, or whatever way you want to frame that, because they can be disjointed, they can be disconnected, they can be poorly connected. And the more, unlike with a Bluetooth headset, imagine a Bluetooth headset that connected better and gave you better audio the more you used it. That's kind of what our mouths are like. There's a connection from your mouth to the thinking part of your brain, and the more often that is exercised, the stronger the connection. If you think of a broadband connection, you have 1 gig, 2 gig, 50 gig, 100 gig. You've got dial-up, then you've got broadband, then you've got fiber. Well, the more experienced you are, the more time on the mic, or time on the guitar, or time plastering the wall, or mowing the lawn, or whatever it is that you do, riding a horse, singing, whatever it is, the more of it you do, the better you become at it. Because in no small part, you strengthen the connections. So if it's playing the guitar, it's knowing what the chords are in your mind and integrating that into the movement of your fucking fingers. Piano is the exact same. You just knowing the keys. Like, here's one for you. I would know all the lyrics in a song to the point whereby I could write it down from start to finish, syllable to syllable. Doesn't mean I can fucking sing it or rap it or whatever the case may be. So there's a guy I'm a huge fan of, Tom MacDonald, and he has a song called Don't Look Down, a rap song. And from memory, I think there's 705 words, and I know every single last one of them. And not only do I know every single last one of them, I know every single last one of them in exact, precise order. I could write it down, word for word, letter for letter. 705 fucking words. Let's say there's only 4 letters per word. That's the best part of 3,000 letters that I have already memorized. Having said that, I can't rap it from start to finish without fumbling some of it. Yet. The fucking important word there being yet. And that's because I haven't practiced it enough. Simple fucking as. I've practiced it plenty, and I can more or less nail it, you know, I'll get 98% of it right, but I don't have it 100% right purely because I haven't practiced it enough. But just thinking out loud, a better example of the whole swimming thing, knowing how to swim and never getting in the water, a better version of that is there are a lot of people who think they can't do stuff. So there are a lot of people who think that they can't go for a run, for example, because they're too fat, they're too old, they're too short, they've bad knees, you know, whatever the fucking excuse is. Now look, I'm not talking about people with genuine excuses. I'm not telling people who are in wheelchairs they could go out and run if they really fucking wanted to, okay? But there are people out there, plenty fucking of them, who will say that they can't run, and that's why they don't run. And that's almost like the reverse analogy that I tried to make at the outset with swimming. If you think you can't run, that means you can't run. But you fucking can run. If you're an able-bodied person and you've got 2 legs underneath you, you can fucking run. Of course you can fucking run. You mightn't be able to run very far, you mightn't be able to run very fast, but the only way you'll ever be able to get faster or run for longer is practice. No more than learning the lyrics of a song or playing the guitar or the piano or riding a horse or driving a car. You could literally insert anything here. But if you are an able-bodied person and you think you can't run, you're disjointed. That's a bad Bluetooth connection basically between your fucking brain and your legs. And it can be changed. You can change the software in your fucking mind, much the same way that you could rewrite the software in a computer. The main difference being you need a certain amount of expertise to change computer codes there, to write software. But then again, you need a certain amount of expertise to be able to change your own internal software in your mind. John Kavanagh has a nice quote here that I'm going to butcher. I'll paraphrase it though, so the sentiment will certainly be there. In relation to sparring in mixed martial arts, his goal, I think, is to upgrade the software without damaging the hardware. And that's fucking genius as far as I'm concerned. And what he means by that is sparring shouldn't leave you with fucking bruised ribs and fucking cut fucking brows, and you know, you shouldn't be physically beaten up. But your ability to move and to slip punches and to throw better combinations and to have better footwork, that's what you're looking to improve. And you should be able to do that, which is essentially upgrading your software without damaging the hardware. And that's integration as well, because you can study a book. You might know how to teach somebody how to slip a jab or throw a jab or throw a combination or whatever the case may be. But if you actively haven't practiced that ad nauseum yourself, you might be able to teach it, but you won't be able to do it. And what that makes me think of is college professors, people's business professors specifically, people's whose occupation it is to teach people how to run successful businesses, who don't run successful businesses. Now, I don't mean to say that you can't do this. I'm sure there are people who can teach you how to throw a high kick without being physically able to throw a high kick. But personally speaking, the type of person I want to learn from, the type of person I want to learn a head kick from, is somebody who can fucking throw one. Not just somebody who knows how to. And it's the same for business. If I want to take a business advice, I want to take it from somebody who's built a successful business, or who runs a successful business, or fucking both. Because these people are better integrated. They've aligned body and mind. So that's this morning's ramble over. If you're enjoying these I was going to say conversations, if you're enjoying these fucking musings of mine, there's a heap of them there online. Try another one. And on that note, I'll chat to you soon.